Thanks. Hi, everyone. I'm so excited to introduce Madeline Peery. Pete Seckler and I have the privilege to host and co-mentor Madeline together at the Nature Conservancy in New Hampshire this summer. Madeline is a recent graduate of the University of Michigan, Ann Arbor, where she earned a BS in environmental science with a specialization in environmental policy and a minor in geology. This summer, Madeline has been leading the effort to update New Hampshire's conservation and public lands GIS data set. This data set is foundational to New Hampshire's conservation community's work to efficiently and effectively conserve climate resilient and connected landscapes. It's been a joy to work with Madeline this summer, and I'm so impressed by Madeline's fast learning, critical thinking, and I really value our conversations about diversity, equity, inclusion, and justice in the context of conservation. Congratulations, Madeline, and thank you for your hard work this summer.
Thank you, Anna. So like Anna said, this summer I've been working in Geographic Information Systems, otherwise known as GIS, to inventory and update the database of conservation and public lands throughout the state of New Hampshire. So this database of public lands serves as the foundation for land conservation management throughout New Hampshire. And when this database is paired with other geospatial and analysis tools, it can be extremely beneficial to helping scientists, towns and cities, and nonprofits like the Nature Conservancy understand where and how these lands are being managed and how they are contributing to climate resiliency. Next slide, please. Oh, can we go back one? Sorry about that. So this summer was definitely like climbing a mountain in the work that I had to do. GIS is a very technical program in nature, and although my project was more technical than people focused, like other fellows' projects may have been, I can confidently say that my work has definitely made a positive impact on the conservation community in New Hampshire. Out of the 39 organizations that submitted updates to us, I added in 195 individual new properties into the database, which ended up coming out to about 45,000 acres of new conservation lands. And in addition to that, I've been able to positively impact certain specific communities by providing additional GIS mapping work for them. Though most of the organizations that have submitted updates to us are rural towns or small land organizations, and they don't have the resources or the time to do their own GIS work. So for one town, I was able to map all of their existing wetlands, in addition to mapping their conservation lands. And with those maps I've provided them, they're going to work with other GIS consultants to create an initiative for the open spaces in their towns, which is great. Next slide, please. So with all of that being said, how can this database of public lands be used in the future? Looking at the two maps here, you can see that there are a lot of conservation lands throughout the state, but when we filter for those lands that are 100% accessible and open to the public, the amount of available land decreases pretty dramatically. So looking to the future, how can we work to make these lands more accessible to the public? And how does land accessibility intersect with climate resiliency? One of the projects that the Nature Conservancy has been working on over the last few years has been increasing accessibility for the conservation lands that they specifically own by building accessible trails at several of their different nature preserves, as you can see in the pictures here, so that people of all ages, backgrounds, and abilities can enjoy nature. Next slide, please. So to conclude, when we think about land conservation and climate change, which lands should we prioritize to create a more connected, resilient, and accessible landscape? While the main purpose of this database is to show where and how these lands are being managed, it serves as a great foundational tool that can be used in conjunction with other geospatial or data analyst tools, so that climate scientists at the Nature Conservancy, UNH, or whomever else can begin to understand how these lands are showing resiliency against climate change. And through that, we can begin making a larger impact. And with that, I just want to thank my mentors, Anna and Pete, for their amazing guidance this summer. I'm so grateful for them, as well as my advisors, Cameron and Kendall, and the Resilience Group. This has been such a positive experience throughout the summer, and it's definitely given me the tools to help make a more positive impact in my career going forward. So thank you.